The Uncharted Territories is a podcast about seeing the unseen in the world of matter. Join me, Shara Prophet, the mind magic coach, and my partner, astrologer Scott Tajirian, as we take an esoteric look this season into the life, death, and afterlife of a variety of celebrities and public figures who lost their lives prematurely or unexpectedly.
All right, well, we're back with the Uncharted Territories. Welcome, Shara. It's Scott Tajirian and Shara Prophet here with Princess Diana for the final episode of The Princess of Wales, Diana Spencer.
Absolutely.
In the first two episodes, we talked about her childhood, her upbringing, her relationship with her parents. That was the first episode. Second episode, we were into her marriage and the other men that she was involved with during that period and after. And now, Shara, where would you like to pick up?
I want to talk a little bit more about her pregnancy.
Okay. Yes.
When she passed.
So she's told you that she was pregnant when she died.
Yes.
And of course, I believe the autopsy said that she wasn't pregnant because the father of Dodi Fayed, he claimed that she was pregnant. I imagine that somebody could be pregnant and then it not reported when you have this level of power. So who knows? But and the plot thickens because it's not Dodi Fayed's child.
It's not Dodi's, no. She said that she was in her second trimester, which is about 13 to 14 weeks. Dodi was not the father. You are not the father.
Is that a Jerry Springer reference?
Wait, no, I think it's a Maury Povich.
Maury Povich?
Yeah.
Okay, I get those confused. Okay.
So that was what she said. She does not want to reveal to the world who the father is.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I think it has to be Hasnat Khan.
Okay.
Which was one of the great loves of her life, I believe, according to what I've read.
Okay.
He was the surgeon. He is a British Pakistani heart and lung surgeon. And he was, according to the internet and other sources, like the book that I read about Diana that was written by Tina Brown, they were in a relationship until, I believe, that summer.
Okay.
Like, they broke up, or I think he broke up with her because the situation was like his family was not, I don't think they were down with Diana because she's not of their ethnic or religious background.
Yeah.
So, it couldn't move further than what it was. So let's just say he broke up with her.
Okay.
She's pregnant. She gets Dodi on the rebound. And then gets caught in the end gets caught up in the end. Now she said that he didn't even know that she was pregnant. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine that if he did know, I'm just guessing, but I imagine if he did know that maybe
he probably would have not ended things with her. Yeah. Who knows? It might have been a situation where she was going to tell him and then he broke up and then she's like, well, I'm not going to say anything now.
Yes.
But, and she said that the only two people who knew was her and her doctor. And so she's saying that it was her doctor that gave that info to the family.
What info was that?
That she was pregnant? To the royal family. That's what she's saying. She is convinced that this is the reason why she left the earth, that she transitioned.
Because
she was pregnant.
Because she was pregnant and she couldn't have the baby under these circumstances. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what she's saying.
That's what she's saying, yes.
So she's saying, that's the information that she gave me. And then she said it was going to be a little boy. And she was going to name him Maxwell. So then Maxwell pops in while her and I are talking.
The son.
The son.
Okay.
The unborn son pops in. Very sweet, light energy, very, very polite. He came in as a baby, and then all of a sudden he switched to like a grown man. Very handsome, blonde.
So you're seeing like the trajectory of his life.
Who
like
he would have been when he grew up.
Yes.
He wanted to show me this is who I was going to be. He blonde, tall, bluish gray eyes. Very tall, actually. Has an athletic build. He was wearing a blue and white riding outfit, like a horse outfit. I don't know. Maybe like what's the sport that they play?
Polo.
Like polo. Yes, like a polo outfit. Fitted black, blue, and white outfit. And he said he would have been a healer. He said I would have been a healer of the mind and the heart. So I'm wondering if maybe he might have been a heart surgeon or some sort of like holistic doctor or like a naturopath or something like that. So that was very interesting. So they're together on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, they're together, her and her son. But it was really interesting how he came in as a baby and then all of a sudden grew up, because he was just like, this is who I would have been, you know?
If she was, you said she was 14 weeks?
13 to 14 weeks. She was in her second trimester.
So that's 3 months plus.
Yeah.
So she had
She
another
wouldn't have
6
been,
months.
She wouldn't have been showing. No.
So I'm just trying to place when Maxwell would have been born. So she died August 31st. So that's September, October, November, December, January, February. He would have been born maybe the end of February.
Okay.
1998. Yeah, I mean, Saturn would have been moving through her fourth house, which is the house of the mother. No. Yeah. I'm just taking a stab here to see
what his chart might have been.
Exactly. What his chart might be in relation to hers. Yeah.
So I asked her, where are you now? Because I like to get an idea of where these energies go, you know, not like heaven or hell, but just like what realm are they in? What does it look like? And things like that.
So before you go there, it sounds to me, just thinking more about Max, he sounds like, he looks like her.
Yes.
You know, he's tall, he's good looking, like her sons. And he would have been a healer, you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
A healer of the mind and heart.
Did he have a complexion, like the skin?
Very fair.
Fair.
Very fair, grayish blue eyes. Yeah, very fair.
So that's interesting, because that maybe wouldn't look like the father, at least the person that I'm imagining who the father would be. But, you know,
we'd have no idea who,
exactly. She
did her thing. So big ups to Diana Spencer. I'm not mad. I'm not hating. I'm not judging. You know,
she's with him. They're hanging out, and where are they?
They're fine. So, I'm not sure if he's in this place with her.
Okay. Do they see each other on the other side?
They do. They do.
But what is this place?
Because he popped in while she was talking about him.
And what did he say specifically?
He didn't say much. He just came in and he was just like, hi, I'm Maxwell. Because he came in as a baby first. So I just saw this baby and I'm like, oh, this is her baby. And then he just all of a sudden just grew up. Like, I didn't see him grow up. He just poof, like just turned into a grown man.
Yeah.
Like probably like mid-20s, you know, maybe like 25, 26.
Yes.
And then he was just kind of showing me what he was going to do. When what
kind of healer did he show?
He said a healer of the mind and heart, but
I'm
thinking you're either some sort of like surgeon, like a brain surgeon,
like his potential father was
possibly
a heart surgeon.
Interesting, heart surgeon, like a heart surgeon or cardiologist or something like that, or some sort of like naturopath or holistic doctor of some sort. Like maybe he was going to be a surgeon, but also work along the holistic
like
path.
East meets West, sort of. Yeah.
Because he said healer.
not doctor.
Technically, doctors are teachers. They're not necessarily healers. I mean, they can heal, but the traditional, the etymology of the word doctor goes back to teacher, you know? So he said healer.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So when I asked, where is she now? She says that the environment is pure consciousness. And she's now at home with herself. And so she also pointed out the land, she called it the land of milk and honey. But I want to break that down because I know if you've read the Bible, you see that term, the land of milk and honey. But really what that means is it's referring to the galactose that's found in the human brain.
What's that?
So the galactose is like a milky, sugary substance. And what happens is if you go into meditation, it's the chemical in the brain that helps you reach that euphoric feeling.
Like serotonin?
Yes, but it's not serotonin.
Okay.
It's not serotonin, but it's when you meditate and you reach that state of euphoria, that's what is being activated, is the galactose. Okay?
Galactose.
That's in the brain. So that's what she said, the land of milk and honey. And when she said it's pure consciousness, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get what you mean by that.
So she's like in this euphoric place.
She's in a euphoric place. She's at home with herself. And she says, you know, I'm always living on the edge of something new. And she loves the work that she gets to do on the other side. She says that she's constantly...
Talk more about that again.
The work that she's doing. Okay,
yeah.
So she said that she's constantly creating. She's being her true self. She's in her truest divine form. And her job is to create new life and to plant seeds. So I get the feeling that she is an ascendant master, but I get the sense that she's probably seeding other worlds, other planets or realms or something like that. Maybe it's not physical worlds, but she's creating these new realms. Maybe they're new realms of consciousness, perhaps, because that just keeps getting created over and over and over and over again. And these are realms that we could reach. We could tap into those realms and utilize the energy and the creativity that she's seated in those realms, if that makes sense. I know it sounds a little weird, but
go deeper or go.
I don't know if I can.
So
Let's
there's
see.
There's other realms.
There's other realms, but see, realms are consciousness, right? So these are realms that we can reach if
in
you
this
go
body?
in this body. So that's what she's saying. She's seeding these. I don't get the idea. I don't get the feeling that these are physical places. She's creating new worlds and a new life, and she's planting seeds. So she's planting the seeds of her own wisdom in these places. So we can create worlds in our mind. People do it every day.
Yeah.
You know, your world is completely different from my world, right? But our worlds every now and again collide every now and again, right?
Yes.
But I create my world every single day. So we're creating realms of consciousness constantly. So this is what she's doing on the other side now.
Okay.
She was doing it here, but she's on the other side continuing. That's part of her job, so to speak, her mission that she agreed to.
Is to keep it flowing.
Specifically that. And she's an ascendant master as well.
How does that happen?
How does she become an ascendant master? Going through the levels of ascension, you know.
So she wasn't there before she became Diana. Diana is what led her to becoming an ascended master. It's not like she was an ascended master and then embodied the physical soul we know as Diana.
No, she wasn't. I'm not saying that can't happen.
Right.
But she was not.
Okay.
She evolved into that. And a lot of what she went through here as a human assisted with that evolution, assisted with that ascension. Same thing with Michael Jackson. Remember, we talked about him being an ascendant master too?
So that was new for him as well.
That was new for him as well. He didn't come here as an ascendant master. He went through his stages and then evolved into that. Can that happen? Can an ascendant master embody a human form? Probably. Probably. I don't know yet, but I'm sure eventually I'll figure that out. Or maybe somebody out there knows. Let me know. We can actually call upon her.
So you can contact her.
You can contact her and
ask for help. She's like an angel in a sense.
Yes, pretty much. So you can call on her to assist with protecting babies, which makes sense as a mother,
Yes.
or your creations, you know.
Yes. She on this earth, she was the Cancer sun, which is the mother, ruled by the moon. And then there's a grand trine occurring in her chart as well between the sun in Cancer, the mother, vitality in the sign of the mother, in alignment with Chiron, the wound, and the wounded healer, the wound and the ancient wisdom that is unlocked through healing that wound. So healing. And those two are in alignment with Neptune in Scorpio. So 3 water signs. Neptune is the ethereal realm. And Scorpio is the world that you cannot see, the world that exists beyond the world of matter, the uncharted territories. So it's interesting to see this grand trine in her astrological code, and it sounds like she is fulfilling that on the other side.
Absolutely. That's crazy that that's in her chart.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can, it's this, see the blue triangle here?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is that, if somebody else has that triangle in their chart, does that mean that that's kind of a similar...
It's a profound gift.
Okay.
When you have a grand trine in your astrological code, it's a profound gift. But the challenge of it is you have to open it. If you don't know that you have this, it can descend into the other side.
Okay.
Where you feel like you're a victim to everything and helpless, when really it's like if Superman were, complaining that things weren't going his way all the time. And it's like, dude, do you understand that you can fly?
Right.
And like run through buildings and stuff? No, nothing ever works out for me and I'm a failure. So this is a gift, but you have to activate it. And this is definitely something that I believe that she activated in her life when you think about how much she gave to people in society. And now it sounds like she's carrying that over into the next realm. Absolutely
she is. Yeah. I mean, it definitely got activated in the physical form for sure. So this is her duty on the other side. She can also help you protect your ideas, your inspirations, and your, whether that is like for a new project or a new business or whatever, a creative project, she can assist with helping you create that.
I love that too, because that's that Neptune energy, which is a part of this grand trine, which is imagination. What are your dreams?
Yeah.
Where do your creations come from? They come from your imagination.
Yes. And she's also can help with confidence, believing in yourself, learning lessons from hard or bad choices. And she can also help with showing the motives of other people. She can help reveal that too. Basically, I think a lot of what she's doing on the other side is what she learned that she needed to do here.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, if we think about having confidence and believing in yourself, I think that, not saying that she didn't have confidence. We all have confidence, but we all have aspects of our lives where that confidence wanes a little bit, you know? So I feel like that there were certain parts in her life where, maybe if she did believe in herself a little bit more and had more confidence, that there were certain things that she probably just wouldn't have put up with and walked away from a lot sooner.
Yes.
But that also comes from that, like you said, that dreaminess, that wanting to be a part of a fantasy and just hoping that it was going to work out in her favor. But again, I feel like that if you do lack confidence, then you hold on to things that you don't need to hold on to because you're afraid that you're not going to get it again, or, if I let go of this, then what? What's going to happen to me? Who am I going to be?
Yes. Yeah, and she definitely had a lack of confidence in some areas. I mean, I think this is where her eating disorder came from.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really going to get into that too.
Before we do, I just want to ask you a question though about like when you're saying like she can help with this and she can help with that. Like if you don't know, I mean, I don't know that a lot of people know that Diana can help in this way. But so if people don't know, like, is she just like going around helping people without them asking? Where she feels like she can be utilized? Well, how does that work?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe this is why she's telling me that this is how she can be of help. So she's like, I'm waiting for somebody to call me and ask for help, but nobody has yet. So could you let the world know that this is what I do? I'm available. Yeah, I think that's why she's saying this. Like, you know, she wants to do her job. Yeah, it's hard to do your job if you don't have customers.
I want to be hired. Can someone hire me, please?
Exactly.
I have these talents. I want to help you with your creativity and your confidence.
Yeah, I know that she's helping her family for sure, but, you know, we kind of have to give her permission to assist us. That's with any spirit that you work with, whether it's an angel, a demon, or an ancestor. Well, actually, your ancestors are always going to help you because they're in your bloodline.
Yep.
But any energy that's outside of your bloodline, you do have to give them permission to help you. You know, they don't just come swooping down and helping unless they've been assigned to you, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm just saying.
Have you given Diana permission to help you?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
But I will.
Okay.
I will.
Cool.
I will absolutely call on her. Yeah. And so if anyone out there wants to call on her, you can just simply ask her, like,
yeah, how do you do that?
Well, what you usually do when you're working with a spirit or an ancestor or someone who's passed over, or even an energy that's never been in human form before, the first thing you want to do is you want to sit with that energy and you want to ask them, first of all, if they're willing to help, the best way they can help. And then you want to ask them, okay, if you help me with this, then how would you like for me to thank you?
Okay.
You know, maybe put out some water. Maybe, like, water is always good because that's a neutral thing. Everybody will drink water, you know.
What do you do with that water after you've put it out?
I let it sit out for maybe like a couple of hours to like a day or so. And then I will just water my plant with it. You can throw it out.
But you don't drink it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would leave that up to whatever spirit you contact. I usually would just say, do you mind if I drink this? Or do you mind if I give it to my cat? And then I'll get an answer that says, you know, no, throw it out at a tree or pour it in your plant or give it to the cat or you can drink it. You know, you'll know.
Okay.
You'll know.
Okay. I love this.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So you can just start off with that because that's an offering of inviting that energy in. You're putting the water out. If somebody came in your house and you invited them in, you would offer them water. Same thing.
Yes.
You know.
So you treat them like you would treat a living person.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, can I ask you for help?
Yeah.
That person says yes or no.
Can I get you something to drink?
Can I offer you something? Yeah, something to drink, something to eat, something, you know.
Yep.
And what can I give you in exchange for your help? And what can you help me with, actually?
Yeah.
Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Because this is where I need help. Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool.
It's very easy.
I love it.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I feel like I've asked Kobe Bryant for help.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I can't remember what for, though, but I do specifically remember me, like, calling out to him for something.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You really can.
Yeah.
They don't have to be your ancestors. You know, they're 9 times out of 10, they're working like we work.
And I do that to my dad all the time.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, where's my wallet, Dad? Can you show me? And then I find it. It really, it happens like that.
It works.
Yes.
It works. They're here to help.
Yeah.
You know, we're helpers.
Amazing.
We help people. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like they're more like apt to helping people who help people because they're like, absolutely, you need help. Who's helping you?
Yeah,
You're helping all these people. Who's helping you? We're here to help you.
Yes.
So it's okay to do that. You know, if you're comfortable with it, they're available. They're not trying to like scare you or do anything bad to you.
Yes.
But if you open the doorway respectfully and you know what you're doing, and when I say know what you're doing, it doesn't mean you have to be studying this for years and years and years. It's as simple as talking to them like you would another human and just being kind.
I love it.
And listening.
Yes.
And just being open enough to hear the communication or feel the communication however you tap in, you know. So she's available and she is taking clients.
I love it. Yes, Diana.
Exactly. And I really like the fact that she can help you with showing the motives of other people. I think that's really cool to have somebody just on your side.
Maybe that's her Neptune in Scorpio, because Neptune is deception, and Scorpio is the psychic sign. It's like seeing to the depths of someone else. But then she's also a Sagittarius rising, which is honesty. You know, so maybe helping people see the truth.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I can definitely identify with that.
And she's got 3 planets and the North Node in the 8th house, which is Scorpio. And so the North Node in the 8th house is kind of like working that magic, using that psychic awareness. And then in Leo, that's the creativity. It's the lion. It's the playfulness. It's the fun. So that's where that comes in as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it feels like she's living out her North Node, in a sense, on the other side.
That's so wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you find that happens often when you're looking at people's charts? Like if they couldn't do it here or they didn't do it here, do you think that that's like normal? Not normal, but it's like common.
I feel like
for
this
that
is
to happen.
the most in depth that we've talked about somebody and what they're doing on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, this is the most in depth that we've gone. I don't remember what Michael Jackson was doing on the other side.
I don't either. I have to go back and listen or read through it. But yeah.
Yeah, he's an ascended master, but what was he doing? I can't remember.
Well, I know he was showing me the reason why certain children were being used. I guess like the higher meaning of it. He was showing, because when he came in, he showed me a black sun in his hand. So I think he's dealing more with the higher minded esoteric part, more of the occult world. I think he's probably more well versed in that on the other side.
Yeah, and let's see, Michael. Yeah, no, well, his North Node is in Libra in the 7th house, so that's more about relationships. Whereas Diana is the 8th house, which is more of that occult.
Oh, really?
The unseen.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is why she's coming in and saying, use me as a helping guide or a spirit, because that's more occult. The way she's coming in, like, I can help you with this, I can help you with this. I'm, like you would a god or a goddess or an angel or a demon. So that makes sense then.
Okay.
Michael's is more
it's about balance,
helping you understand
the
because what he was saying was like he was talking about what Earth needed. And so that makes sense if you're saying his North Node is in Libra, which is more about relationships, because he was showing the relationship between what was happening that we see as evil or, not good when it comes to children, but the relationship and why it was happening because of the beliefs of these people and how it was going to save the planet.
Oh, right.
That's their belief. Remember, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So maybe he's helping us get a better understanding of the relationship between Earth and humans and what and just how connected we are and why these people feel like they have to do that. I don't know. But okay. So that makes sense.
Are those the only 2 that we've talked about that are now ascended masters?
Yeah, those are the only 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She can also show you different creative solutions and help you review your options and speed up your manifestations, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think any of these people, if they're willing, could help you in some kind of way.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all creative. They're all geniuses in their own right.
Yes.
I'm sure when we pass over, if somebody wanted to call on us, we'd be able to like, sure, I can help you with that,
For sure.
But these are the only two that came through as Ascendant Masters, like with that title.
Yes. See, somebody had told me that Kobe is my friend Simone that I was talking about.
Yeah.
She said that he's an Ascended Master.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So
I can
that's
see
why
that.
I was
Yeah.
calling him.
They usually start off as humans.
Mm-hmm.
They walk the planet as a human, and then they ascend and they go through these ascension levels, and then they become Ascendant Masters on the other side. So it's like it's like, here we have like priests and priestesses and people who get crowned and they initiate or whatever. It's the same thing over there.
Yes.
They're getting initiated, and everybody is not going to be an Ascendant Master, but yeah,
I love it.
pretty cool.
Yes. What else?
Okay, so let's talk about her health issues here on the planet. Okay, so bulimia
Yes.
was the main one, and self-harming and depression.
Yeah. Yes.
So when we think about bulimia, it's connected to self-worth issues, which is what we were talking about, the confidence and believing in yourself, lack of control, that feeling of not having control. And that's a sense of controlling yourself with the eating disorder, lack of self-acceptance, no peace, rejecting nourishment or nurturing, which makes total sense.
Oh, yeah.
And then abandonment by your mother.
And she had that.
Absolutely. So that all of that is associated with the bulimia.
And it's interesting that you bring up the mother, because when I think of food or diet, I think of either Virgo or Taurus. They're earth signs. Virgo is more of the diet, and Taurus is more of like the food that you love to eat. And her Venus is in Taurus, which is the planetary ruler of Taurus. So it's in a position of power, very strong sensibilities. She had great style. But Venus in her astrological code is squaring two planets. Uranus, the planet of rebellion, revolution, and the unexpected, and the moon, the mother. So it's like the mother is opposite rebellion and independence, Uranus, and both of those are squaring Venus, which is like the diet or the food.
Interesting.
Yes.
Huh.
So a hard relationship with the femininity of the mother. And then there's Chiron, which I spoke about earlier in that grand trine with the sun and Neptune, that gift. Chiron is in the second house, which is Taurus. So that's a wound to the material realm. It's in Pisces, a wound to the unconscious, but she also has ancient wisdom in her unconscious. And ancient wisdom with the material is opposing Pluto, the god of death, in Virgo, the sign that represents diet. So like a wound to the diet, to how she eats.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So would you say that she was like, I guess, destined to have an eating disorder because of her chart?
I always hesitate to say destined.
Okay.
Because like I would never want to look at it like if I was meeting Diana like the day that she was born and looking at her chart, I wouldn't want to say, oh, this child's going to have an eating disorder.
Right.
Because yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's more of like looking at understanding why as opposed to what's going to happen. Because the way I look at it is it's all how you're working with the energy.
Right.
So, fire can warm a room or it can burn down the house.
That's right.
Earth can create structure and a foundation, or it can bury you. So I can see why she was bulimic and had an eating disorder, but I wouldn't say that it's determinative to happen because of this alignment. That would have to mean that, any other person that was born on this day at around the same time, maybe they have eating disorders too. I don't know. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Gotcha.
I don't look at it that way. I don't like to think that anyone's like a victim to their chart. Like, well, okay, you're screwed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I know some people would probably have that question like, wow, am I just doomed to this thing in my chart?
No.
Yeah.
The point is having awareness, having awareness and understanding of what the energy that's been bestowed and materialized within yourself. So when you understand that, then you can learn how to work with it. If you don't understand it, like if you don't understand how to drive a Ferrari,
right,
then you might wreck it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. So the self-harming, which is also, I would tie that to an eating disorder, to bulimia.
Well, for sure. And Chiron is in alignment with her sun, which is the identity. So she had a wound to her identity.
Yeah. Yeah.
People think like, how could Diana, she's the most amazing person. How could she ever be insecure? And it's like,
most of them are.
She can come off as not being insecure. And the Sagittarius rising is very like, optimistic, outgoing. That can fool people.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on beneath the surface.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
You think somebody has it all, but every single person is going through their own personal hell. So show compassion to one another and empathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And ask people, like, how you doing for real?
Exactly.
I hear you saying fine, but how you really doing?
Right.
Exactly. Because some people just like, I'm good.
No,
and,
tell me what's
really going on. Yeah.
Give me the darkness.
Everything's going great.
Everything's great? Okay. Now what's shitty in your life? Because something is bad. So
exactly. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yes.
It's okay to have a time and a period in your life, because those times spark growth.
Yes.
That's all that's happening. It's just that something in the darkness is being formed to come to light.
Yes.
And unless you go in and confront it and be able to see it in the darkness, then it's always going to be there. It's always going to nag at you.
Yes.
And that's
it's
really
come out uglier.
Yeah, that's really what depression is. It's this thing that's nagging. It's waiting to
that you're ignoring
emerge. But if we ignore it, or we're not sure of how to allow that thing to come out, which is 9 times out of 10 just confronting it.
That's it.
That's the best way to deal with it, is just confront it and say, okay, what are you trying to tell me?
Yes. But in the Instagram perfect, we're living our best lives world.
It's not.
It's like, well, I can't feel this way. I have to be happy all the time. Everything's great. Yeah.
No.
That's
not how
real.
life
Doesn't. That's like breathing in and never exhaling.
Exactly.
You have to exhale. You got to breathe in, got to breathe out. Sun goes up, sun goes down. Tide rolls in, tide rolls out. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad. Just go with it. You want rise to the top of the pendulum.
That's right.
And, so it doesn't feel like as much of a wild swing. But if you are in the moment of, I feel horrible right now, I feel good right now, then you are at the top of the pendulum. It's when you're like trying to be good and happy all the time, then the swing the other way
is really hard. Yeah. What they say, the sun can't shine forever. And I don't want the sun to shine forever.
Think about it. In the North Pole, during the summertime, or the South Pole, when it's summer down there, it is light the entire summer. But guess what they get in the winter? Dark.
Yeah, darkness.
The
it
entire
balances
time.
out.
It always balances out.
It's got to balance out.
It always balances.
Yeah.
So take the ups with the downs. Take the downs with the ups.
And don't be ashamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be ashamed if you are suffering with depression, whatever. Bipolar disorder. Do not be ashamed of that. Embrace it. That is a part of your evolution. It is going to assist you in some kind of way. Just stay strong and allow yourself to confront it.
Exactly.
Talk to it.
Acknowledge the frequency. It's like if you're not acknowledging the frequency, it's like trying to dance the Macarena to a Led Zeppelin song.
I think we should probably try that. We should do like a demonstration.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, so just acknowledge where you are, who you are, what's going on, how you're feeling. It's okay.
Yep.
Be real with yourself.
Be real with yourself.
Yeah.
That's the only way. I mean, otherwise you're just going to dig a deeper hole for yourself. And it's not worth it. We have all gone through some sort of dark night of the soul,
Absolutely.
Low moment, or what have you.
I've been in the fetal position on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, a few times, shit.
Exactly.
You know, like,
Exactly.
yeah, it happens. But what I've noticed now is if I do have those times, I've done enough work to allow myself to, it sounds weird, but I could be crying and laughing at the same time. Because I understand I've allowed the joy to awaken at the core of me. So even if I'm going through a dark period,
Yes.
I'm doing it because I'm like, all right, Albert, I know what's going to happen. I don't know exactly what's going to happen at the end of this, but some good shit is about to happen.
Yes.
Because every time I come to the end of one of these, growth periods, I'll call them, something amazing happens.
Yes.
It's like I'm 10 times happier than I was before that thing happened, because the flower bloomed a little bit more. It opened up a little bit more. It got taller. It got stronger. It's like getting closer to the sun. So embrace those times. Every human has a time like that.
Yes.
Every human. And it does. I don't care who they are. I don't care how wealthy or successful or beautiful or how many friends they have or how many family members they have. Everybody goes through it. So do not feel ashamed.
Absolutely. Awesome, Shara.
Yes.
What else about Diana?
Okay. So depression. Oh yeah. Basically what we both just got finished saying, it's when the old self and those old behaviors are tired of fighting the true self. And it's trying to emerge, when the true self is trying to emerge. Yes. So it's like the old self is tired. The depression is like,
can't hold the facade up anymore.
Yeah. Like we can't hold, the old self can't contain the new self or the true self, because it's not really new. It's just the true self, right?
No more hiding.
We can't contain this. I just got like a full vision in my head of like,
tell us.
The old self or the old behaviors are like mobsters that have kidnapped the true self. And they've held this true self captive for a really long time, and they're tired. They're like, dude, we want to go on vacation. Like, we don't feel like being holed up in here anymore. Let's just let this true self go and let them go do their thing, and we can just go on vacation.
Yeah.
That's what my personal definition of depression would be. It's just like, you're tired
of holding up the false you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those were the things that she was dealing with. And as far as her health issues were concerned, and we can see the turnaround that she's made on the other side.
Yes.
She's living the opposite of that now. And so let's talk a little bit now, if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
About her subconscious association to death.
Okay.
So I think that's important. So when I asked her, how would you identify your exit from the physical world, the human body? And she said, freedom. I wanted to live my life by my rules. And no matter how hard I fought to do that on earth, I was always met with a great resistance or ridicule from the people who were supposed to care about me and be closest to me. I just wanted to love and be loved. So that fight, again, of the true self comes back to that true self. Like, I'm trying to be who I am, but I got a lot of people around me that
don't want me to be
don't want me to do that.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hell on earth.
That's that depression.
Yeah.
She's having to pretend. It's like, you think of her wedding, she talked about, millions and millions and millions of people watching her wedding. They're like, oh my God, this is like the magical moment. It's the princess. Every man is wishing they were Charles. Every woman is wishing they're Diana. And she's like, this was one of the most horrible days of my life.
Yeah.
Like, you would never know. That's a facade.
Yeah, that's a facade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not being free. It's supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life, but you're crying and you're sad and you're depressed and you have to walk down the aisle, not just in front of your friends and family.
The whole world.
The whole fucking world.
Yeah, the whole world.
I mean,
what does that do to a person? And she was like 20 years old.
That's not me at all, but I just felt myself wanting to like end it all.
Yeah.
Because I can't even imagine the amount of pressure that is.
It's insane.
And then you're married. So it's not like you can just be like, oh, I'm glad that's over with.
It's just the beginning.
Shit, no, yeah. It's like, wow, that's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Like I'm feeling like my stomach is heavy, my chest and my shoulders are heavy, just feeling what that might be like. Yeah. And so freedom was her association, her subconscious association to death was not that she was like trying to kill herself or like wanted to.
Well, we've talked about this before.
Right.
That, like you can call it in.
You
know? And her ascendant, as I've said, Sagittarius, that's freedom. That's personality. And it's the essence of the soul is to be free. And so being restricted, told what to do, where to go, what to wear, how to think, what to say, that was in direct conflict with the essence of her soul.
Yes.
And her soul was like, get me the fuck out of here.
We did not sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what. Do you remember what the contract said? Because it didn't say this, did it? You know, like, I thought we had choices. We didn't choose this, did we? So, yeah.
So do you want to get to the death?
Yeah. So basically, her belief is that the reason, first of all, her belief is that it was not an accident.
Yeah.
That she was killed. She was taken out. And the reason for that, there were many reasons, but she believes that the icing on the cake was that she was pregnant. And this information got out.
From her doctor.
Leaked it.
To the family.
To whomever is responsible for.
Yeah, whoever it would be.
Whoever would be responsible for that taking place. And that's what her belief is that it was not an accident. And that she believes that information got leaked. And that was one of maybe several reasons, but that was like the thing.
That was the cherry on top.
That was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, can't have this.
Yeah.
So whoever is responsible, right?
We're not
allegedly accusing anyone. Okay, because I don't know. I don't know anything. Don't know anything. Let's just say that again. I don't know anything. But yeah, that's her final, synopsis of it. And she's like, yeah.
And it's so hard to believe. I mean, we were just talking about her on her wedding day, and you think that the magical moment, and she's saying like that was the worst day of my life. But when I think about her funeral, and I have this image of the four men. The four men. There's Prince Philip, who's Charles's father. There's Charles, and then there's William and Harry. Yeah. All walking in the middle of whatever that big street is there in London behind the procession. And as many people that saw her get married are watching this. Yeah. And it's so horrifying to see like that they have to go out there and do this, like walking behind and grieving in front of the world. It's like in front of the world. And to think that it wasn't an accident makes it even more interesting. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, considering who might have been involved and who knew or what have you. Yeah, I mean, I think that probably was, aside from her feeling sad to leave behind the people that she loved, I think that probably was the happiest day of her life, was to step out of that body and finally, once she realized what happened, because when you go in such an unexpected way like that, it takes time for you to realize that you're not alive anymore, that you have transitioned. It takes them a while to realize it. It's like the Sixth Sense. Yeah, it's like Bruce Willis, who's like investigating this crime and doesn't realize that he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because it happened so sudden. It's just like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You're just living your life
Yes.
because it's like something just knocks you out of, it's like you fell out for a minute and you woke up and you're like, what the fuck just happened? Okay. So, but once she realized that she wasn't in her body anymore and grieved, I'm sure, because they also grieve. They grieve when they go to the other side. They're grieving because they have to leave behind everybody that they loved. They're not going to see them anymore. So they're grieving too. When we grieve, they're grieving.
Can she see her family? Or no, it doesn't work like
she can.
But she can't interact with them like we are
She
here.
could, if they were open.
Right, okay.
She could.
But you're saying the grieving is because...
The grieving is because they're not, that she's
not in the physical with them
not
anymore.
in the physical anymore. So once she realizes, oh shit, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm out of my physical form. Then she has to go through the grieving process of, oh my God, I'm not in my physical form. Not only are you grieving the fact that you can't hold your loved ones anymore, but you're also grieving the body that you left.
The loss of your body.
The loss of your body, you know? I mean, it's just like in the physical body, when we do go through those hard times, you grieve, you know, you're, if you're crying or whatever, because you're, you know, quote unquote, depressed, you're really grieving the death of the old you. That's really what's happening, you know? And so after the grieving part is done, then comes the joy. Then it's like, ooh, but wait. I actually feel better over here because I didn't really care. I wasn't that happy in that body. Honestly, I really wasn't. So then that celebration happens of, you know, okay.
Is she going to reincarnate into another human being at some point, or has she already? Or
she's saying no.
No.
She's saying no. She likes her job.
Okay. She's sticking over there. Yeah. To the other
she
side.
says no. She likes her job.
Okay.
She said there will never be another me. Yes, ma'am.
We know that, Diana. We know. You don't have to tell us that. We know.
There'll never be another me.
There's only you.
There's only
exactly.
you.
Okay. She's one of a kind.
Yeah, she is.
There's never been a princess like Diana.
No.
And there never will be.
No. She's saying it like she's not popping into anybody's body to let them be hers. So she's not. But she's saying no. She's enjoying her job. 3D's too hard. She likes it over there better.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, because both of the sons married women that have cancer in the primal triad.
I'm not surprised.
That's the mom's son. That's Diana's son. And Catherine is a Cancer moon, and Megan is a Cancer rising. So they're both reflecting Diana. That's like the legacy. She's like, I think of that as like the imprint she left on her sons. Like they were looking for that in the women that
and they probably need it too.
Yes.
Since they lost their mother so
young. And
young.
that's the sign of the mother.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
both of these women have that nurturing, caring kindness within them that their mother had.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm feeling it. So yeah.
Good life she lived. Interesting. Fascinating, diverse, you know, full, even though it was short.
Full.
Very full, though.
Very full.
So, you know, they always like to leave us with some last words.
Yes.
And so she said to be you, the authentic you, even if it kills you.
Thank you, Diana.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That's deep. Because it did.
Yeah.
It does with most of them.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well.
All right. Thank you, Shara.
Thank you.
Has been quite
this was awesome.
A journey. Quite a journey.
It has. This has been this is what, 3 episodes with her. But she deserves it.
She absolutely.
She's amazing. I mean, her, you know, this is what happens.
This is not the last conversation that we're having about Diana.
Absolutely
anyone. I mean,
not. No.
Anyone who lived on planet Earth the same time as Diana
territories
is going to talk about Diana.
Well, now I get to watch the movie.
Since we're done to support the podcast,
I was like, I'm not watching.
We've talked a lot about
I'm
the
not going to do
subconscious
the
mind
or the show. Wait, are there new seasons of The Crown?
Not yet.
from the past.
But it's
as an
coming back.
energy healer and a certified hypnotherapist.
It's going to be more of her.
I help people understand
so now I'll get a chance to watch
how
the movie
works
so they
and
can The Crown when it comes out, because I won't be
and tap into their inner power and make those positive long-term changes in their lives.
Thank you, Scott.
If you're ready to make that change,
Thank you, Shara.
you can book a session with me by connecting
and thank you, Lady Diana.
Thank you, Lady Diana.
I look forward to working with you.
See you next show, Shara.
Yeah, see you next show.
If you'd like to learn more about who you are, where you come from, why you're here, and what you're meant to do with your life, contact me, Scott Tajarian, at theweeklytransit.com, and we will take a close, detailed look at your astrological code. My purpose is to help you understand who you are so you can accept, appreciate, and love the divine unique miracle that is you.